Hi, I'm Brickroad. Welcome back to Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta 2020. We're about to go into World 2, but unlike some other Final Fantasy games to come in this series, it's kind of a series tradition to have like a super boss, right, towards the end of the game. Well, Final Fantasy V has one at like the midway point in the second world. And I've been kind of, since recording the previous episode, I've been kind of going over in my mind how I'm going to fight that super boss. If I'm even going to be able to with this team. I don't actually know that for certain. Blue Mage has lots of neat tricks, but you'll see what I mean when we get to that boss. I don't know how much of World 2 will get done. I think I want to just unequip everybody for now. No, I gotta fight one boss before then. So yeah, I've been mulling it over in my head, like how I want to fight this particular super boss in World 2. And I can't think of a good strategy. Some parties have good strategies. If you have Knights or Ninja, White Mage, any of those three, you can get a good win going. But Blue Mage has a lot of tricks, but Blue Mage just does not have a good way to kill the boss. And I don't know if we're going to get to this particular boss in this video. Actually, I think if I do destroy it, I'm going to have to fight it at the very end of World 2, like before going to the end of the second world. So almost certainly not in this video. But the only strategy that I've come up with that even has a chance of working, like even a snowball's chance in West Virginia of working, involves casting high-level ice magic. And if I resort to that, I'm going to want 4 frost rods instead of just 2. So I bought a couple of extra frost rods, and we're going to go for it. We're going to see how it do. World 2 is Gallops World, and we've gotten here alone with just the dudes. The game doesn't continue until you use a tent. Basically, you can wander around this little island where there's no way off, and you fight these really easy monsters that drop tents like whoa. So the idea is eventually you're going to use a tent, and when you do, you get the next cutscene. And it's quite a lot of cutscenes between now and then. There's like quite a lot. We'll push through them as much as possible. And the next boss we're actually going to fight with just Gallop. And then after that, Gallop rejoins the party. And then from that point until the end of World 2, we'll have all 4 of our characters. And there's a brief time in World 3 where we have a limited party. Oh, we don't have to win this fight. I don't think. I think we can if we want, but we're not obliged to. And if we lose the fight, it's okay. I forget what kind of rod he ended up equipped with. I also wasn't paying attention to which one of these spells is doing more damage, flamethrower or era. I just don't care that much. Because even if you lose this fight, the game still continues. Presumably, the idea is that Lena and Forrest also had to fight off an abductor at this moment, and they lost the fight very quickly. If you lose the fight, the abductor just takes you along with Lena and Forrest. If you win the fight, you get a treasure box, and you go to open it, and I guess the abductor was just holding it, like, clenched between his butt cheeks, just waiting for it to just drop on the ground. Anyway, we've been kidnapped by the bad guys. This is why you don't jump into an interdimensional portal blue diamond thing in the ground. Here's good old Exdeath. Exdeath is, in my estimation, probably the worst villain in the Final Fantasy series. Exdeath's... he just doesn't make any sense as a character. Like, his motivations don't make any sense. The idea here is that years and years and years and years ago, there was like a bunch of evil magic or whatever, and it got sealed up in a tree. And Exdeath is like the evil trees, the conglomeration of the evil magic and wizardry held up in the tree, and then it like projects this periwinkle blue armor that is called Exdeath into the world, and it couldn't be killed, so they had to seal it on another planet. But Exdeath, like, he has a personality, he has goals that he wants to accomplish. What he wants to accomplish is tapping into a power called the Void, which he knows is going to consume all of everything everywhere. It's going to destroy the universe. Here's the thing, if you want your villain to destroy the universe, you kind of can't give him a personality. Like, it can't be a character with motivations. Final Fantasy IX, at the end of that game, you fight this thing called Necron. And Necron, like, just wants to destroy the world. Like, I'm here to bring everything. I'm the personification of death. Whatever. He's not a character. You know, it's just like a force of nature doing what it do, you know? Same thing, Final Fantasy III. At the end, you fight the Cloud of Darkness. And if you don't defeat the Cloud of Darkness, then darkness will engulf the whole world. And the Cloud of Darkness is a topless woman for some reason. And again, it's just a personification of the idea of the end of the world. We're going to make Galoof into... he's already a blue mage. And he's already pretty well equipped. I think he's good to go. I don't think we had to unequip anybody. So let's go downstairs and get the boys. This is the wrong way. I don't need a safety save there, because if I do get killed down here for somehow, it's not going to matter. I'll just restart the video. Like, I just won't keep that. You know, like when I lie to you guys, I'll just do that. So, Exdeath is, you have a character who is an actual character who wants to destroy everything in the world, including himself, and that doesn't make any sense. I do have Missile, and I think Missile will actually work on Glorgamorsh here. Yes. Because Missile is fractional damage, and this very first version of Exdeath does not have the heavy tag, so it can be hit with stuff like fractional damage. Alright, the band is back together, so for the first time in the game, we can use our full party, and I think we're just going to go with this party. I don't see a reason to not do this way. We got Sage's surplices all around. I don't really care if Faris doesn't have anything. Bart's ability is blue, not black. Is that what I want? I think so, actually. So we got Time Blue, Blue, Black, Sing Hide. I'm actually going to go with Sing Learning here. I think it's a long time before we can get any more blue magic, but... oh, you know what I do need to do, though, is... Flame Rod? Not actually sure what kind of rod you need. You know what, let's just go. Let's just get out of here. Let's just ski-daddle. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and by bridge I mean actual, literal bridge that we're going to cross. So yeah, the Final Fantasy series has some dumb villains, but Exdeath is by far the dumbest. Like, every other villain in the series, you like, even the really dumb ones you can look at and be like, oh, like, okay, I kind of see what they, I kind of see what they want. Like, I understand what their goal is here. Like, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's something completely nonsensical, it's still like, oh, yeah, Alright, they at least explained it a little bit in terms that are English words that I've heard before in an order that makes semantical sense, if not logistical sense. Exdeath's just like, oh, I want to destroy the whole universe with the Void. And at the end, the Void eats him, and he's like, oh, what's happening? I don't understand why I'm being engulfed by the Void. It's like, because that's what it does. Jerk brain. Okay. I think I actually want to save my MP here. Can I run from these guys, is the question. Can't escape. Okay. So I do have to attack a dude. Let's give you Flame Rod. That way you can use some flamethrower. Good. And you have a Flame Rod, but you can just use Fire. And you... I think we're just going to have you use Goblin Punch. And that's just how we're going to get through here. I do think we'll get one save point in here, so I can refill my MIPS once at about the halfway mark. Thereabouts. I actually do think Flamethrower is better than Fire. You can't multi-target it, but it's going to do way more damage, so... Looks like that's what we're doing. As long as we sing with Romeo's Ballad, we have nothing to worry about here. Boosted Flamethrower for the win. If these kitty cat monsters look like a palette swap of the people that gave us our... See if I can missile one of them and then attack it. No, completely immune. Didn't do anything. I think that monster has a similar trick. If we confuse them, I think it can start to cast Float on us. Whether or not we're going to need that to happen, I'm not sure. We have to fight Gilgamesh again in a couple minutes here. He's much harder the second time. And again, I'm not aware of, like, just a trick way of killing him. But we've got lots of tricks up our sleeve that we'll be able to use. How do you guys like Aqua Breath? Are we good with Aqua Breath? This is the big old wipe right there, man. Just wipe everything out. Take everybody home. You know what? We're going to do that again, but not with Barts. Let's do it right here. So World 1 is the longest and probably the most difficult of all the worlds. Depending on what party you roll, World 1 can be very, very difficult indeed. Mostly because you are just restricted in what... oh no, we didn't get a save point. You're restricted in what jobs you can use early on. And so we're going to get the heal on. Get some regen going. And then you, sir, we're going to start... hasting everybody, and we're gonna throw... You know, I'll get 10 casts to this. I think that'll be fine. $462. What do we get with Flamethrower? Oh, he doesn't have a Flame Rod, though. What do you get with Flamethrower? Yeah, it's just better. It's just straight up across the board better. Nothing else that Forest can do is going to be useful, so I'm going to have her use up these few high potions we have. Alright, now I want to get you hasted. And I guess we'll just flamethrower him to death. I think this is my best single target ability right now. There's all that magic defense going to work for me. The Time Mage is now doing some work. This would not be possible if not for a Time Mage. Without access to haste. I really thought you couldn't get haste until the second world, but here we go. The second world you have all your jobs, and most rule sets you can play the Fiesta by kind of preclude having a completely bad party. It's kind of not possible. Or at least not very likely. If you play by the regular rules, it's actually impossible because one of your jobs is forced to be one of the 4 Earth Crystal jobs, which are Samurai, Dragoon, Dancer, and Chemist. And all 4 of those jobs can carry the game. Like all 4 of those can get you home. Don't jump on Bart's. Ooh, well, hopefully we can get this finished up here. He's got Shell now, which is not good for anybody. So yeah, half damage from all magic. I was gonna heal Barth with Faris, but then Faris got face planted. I should be using Phoenix Downs to get people back up. I know I've got a couple of those. I will have to reapply haste, but at very least this gives me more targets for him to jump at. I don't think he can hit all of us at once. Forest? Excellent. That's what we wanted to see right there. Believe it or not, that's the best thing he could have done. Yeah, we'll do this with Gallops. Get a White Wind going. That should bring everybody back to full. Get the Bard target up again. And we are just about out of... Ooh, this'll work, though. No, it won't. Never mind. I wonder if that's a heavy thing. Like, sometimes Vampire won't hit because if the target's heavy. I'm not actually sure. We're going to give Gallops an Ether here, I think. Yeah. Hey, buddy, how about an Ether? I know I just got one. I just got one down here. There it is. Okay. That's perfectly fine. In fact, we're going to White Wind again. Everybody back up and running. See, this is how easy the Karnak escape could have gone. If you switch your car insurance to Geico. This will kill Faris. Show enough. Happy to do this. We're going to get there 200 damage at a time. I can play around with my other attacks, but I don't think I've got anything that's going to do more damage than a Fire Rod boosted. Yeah, there we go. We got him. So World 2 is much shorter than World 1, and you have access to all your stuff. Some of your classes still haven't come into their own because you're still at relatively low job levels. And, you don't have all your abilities and stuff yet. But the whole world kind of boils down to just a couple of like trick gimmicky boss fights. And if you can get through those, and some parties can't. Some parties have big trouble doing the boss fights in World 2. Our party won't. We have Blue Mage is the answer to kind of everything. I should have known Gallops wasn't going to kill that thing. I think from here I just want to Goblin Punch it. Because we're very low on MPs now. Fortunately, we only got to fight Gilgamesh once. Weird to put the boss like halfway across the bridge instead of at the other side of the bridge. Very strange that. Oh, this is Gallops. Do Garula over there. I want to make sure that we one-shot this Marrow. I feel like that flamethrower should have hit both of those monsters, you heard? Let's get a couple of ticks of healing on Faris if we can before we get out of this fight. You've only got 2 more flamethrowers left. I'm going to Goblin Punch this thing to death. You have no MPs left. You have quite a few still. Yeah, I think this will be perfectly safe. We'll just nickel and dime this thing. Well, never mind. Not if Romeo's Ballad doesn't hit. If Romeo's Ballad doesn't get us there, nothing will. Is that it, or is there one more? Looks like that's it. Now we've got a little cutscene. And then something completely contrived and stupid happens, and we end up on the other side of the planet. Like, literally, the other side of the planet. Guys, tonight I'm drinking zero-flavored Gatorade that we got. I don't know why it's called that. It's white, and I can't really tell what it tastes like. And it just says zero on it in big letters, so it's zero-flavored. It's not flavorless. It has some kind of substance to it, but I can't really place my finger on what it tastes like. And that's alarming, if you don't mind me saying. Zero-flavored Gatorade. So yeah, the big boss fights, there's 3 of them in World 2. The Gilgamesh fight we just did can catch you off guard, and if it does catch you off guard, you are kind of up a creek because you're probably saved right before this and you can't go back to World 1 to resupply at all. I guess you can leave the big bridge to level up if you want. You can fight on the overworld. In fact, I'm going to... Should I use a tent here? You know, I'm just going to save and run from the battles. So we're about to go into a village where it's going to force us to stay the night anyway. And I still got to get them runs up. So yeah, that Gilgamesh fight can be a little crazy. But the big 3 fights are Atomos, the Crystals, and Exdeath. You fight Exdeath at the end of World 2. And that fight is probably the hardest boss fight in the game. don't think we're going to have a problem with it. Typically, that fight, really, the reason it's so difficult is outside of one extremely stupid gimmick thing that he can do. There's a method of beating him that we could do. We do have Bard. Is you turn your Bard into a zombie, which means the Bard can't be killed. And give the Bard a Reflect Ring, which means the Bard reflects magic. And make sure that the Bard has a level divisible by 3, so it gets hit by... Oh, I want all of these, but no money. I do want all of these, though. I sure do. Maybe not Drain. I want all of these, though. We might need to sell a whole bunch of stuff. We got to do some real shopping. Do I want that Sleep Blade? I just might. Let's just sell all the stuff that we can't possibly use, even if it's not very expensive. We can't use any of the chemist stuff. We can get rid of all of that. Get rid of that dark matter. Get rid of some shurikens. I'm not going to use this. I can't. That's a samurai weapon. I want my frost rods. I want my healing staff. I can't use bows. Can't use moonring blades. Don't need this. Don't need these. This. There is a method by which we can steal things very, very late in the game. I'm gonna hold on to that for now. Alright, so that got me some cash. Get all the Time Mage spells. The next couple towns have the same basic equipment setup, I think. So I don't really have to buy anything here if I don't have the cash for it. But that Sleep Blade does have a potential use coming up. I want these! I'll bet that's a magic up situation. And we want 4 of these, and we want 4 of these probably. I'm going to buy 2 of those to start with, and put those on my Time and Black Mage, because I'm pretty sure that's magic attack up. Yes, it is. +1 magic. And that's it. I'm broke. I am broke. We need to go to... Is there anything else in this town? Yes, there is. There's a piano. Remember, we got to play all the pianos in the game. This piano, nobody knows where it is. It's through the secret passage. It's hidden. Because the pianos are like treasures. You have to find them. And it's one of the reasons Thief is so good. If you have a Thief in your party, you can see all the hidden passages in the game. Just nice. I was talking about Exdeath. And so there's a gimmick way to win that fight involving a bard. No, you have 3 people who are bards, right? And you have all 3 of them hide. And then your 4th character... Doesn't really matter what jobs they are, but the 4th character needs to have a level divisible by 3, so level 3 flare will hit them. Needs to be wearing a reflect ring, so level 3 flare will bounce off of them, and needs to be a zombie, which is a status ailment, which just means your guy stands there and can't die. And if you do that, and then just let the fight run and run and run and run and run, at some point, like every 3 or 4 rounds or so, Exdeath has a 30% chance or whatever it is of casting level 3 flare, and every time he does that, the flare bounces off your guy and hits him, and that's one way to kill Exdeath. To make use of that, you have to have Bard. We're not going to have to do that, I don't think. That's the only gimmicky way of that I know of winning that fight. Chemists, of course, can do all of their crazy chemist stuff, but typically, it's just a matter of putting damage on him and healing. And healing is the really big thing, because there's not a lot of jobs that can heal that well at the end of World 2. We have Blue Mage, which means we have White Wind, which means we should be pretty okay in that fight. Atomos, I'm not worried about at all, and the crystals I'm also not even a little bit worried about. We have silly blue magic nonsense that can take care of both of those things. I think we can just push on now. We are going to need some money, and how many tents do I have? I only have 1 tent. I'll tell you what, I'm going to spend the rest of my money here on tents, and we'll fight stuff through the next dungeon to get some more money. Do you have tents? Nobody has tents. Thanks, nerds. Thanks for nothing. We've got a long overland journey ahead of us here. Can I... Are we going to Aqua Breath these guys? Is that what's going to happen here? I'm looking for the one shot, is what we're looking for. Not quite. Is this a one shot? Are they level 5? No, they're not. Are they... You know what? I guess Aqua Breath is what it's going to have to be. Since they're not level 5. We'll use our 1 tent. Oh, we might not have to, actually. We might be okay without using a tent. Because the next boss is a gimme, as long as we have a Phoenix down, which we do. Oh, I do have this now, though. Oh, it only hits 1 target, huh? Well, it's fun. We get to see it. Maybe we'll just have Lenny use Aqua Breath. She has the most magic points right now. I believe. We within Goblin punching range now, maybe? No, we are not. We could just Goblin punch everything and save magic points that way. Which I might do in this fight, just because I know that they've already taken some damage here. I'm already bored of this. We need that cash, though, boy. We sure do. Is there a healing pot? We have to walk past an evil castle, and there might be a healing pot inside of it. I can't remember if there is or not. I'll poke my head in and we'll take a look. Or really, this guy's not dead yet, huh? My 80 damage Goblin punches ain't doing it? What? It's just a matter of pride now. I want to Goblin punch this fool into submission. There we go. All my guys together have as many arms as he did. There's also, like, stupidly hard monsters in this castle, though, so we're going to try to not fight if we can get away with it. We might have to flamethrower these guys. Let's do flamethrower plus a fire against everybody. Is that my magic bullet? No, that's not even any good. They just, okay, weak against arrow magic, perhaps? No, still nothing. Well, I'm sick of looking at them. This is the only multi-target spell that we really have that can... the damage doesn't get split up between targets. And it does look like it's still my killer app. I mean, the zero flavor Gatorade, it's not bad. It's pretty good. No, there's no healing potion there. I don't know what I was thinking. This thing we're running from. Right? Yeah, because it's going to try to... It was trying to use the question mark blue magic against me. We haven't damaged it yet, which is why it was doing 0 damage, but... Just gotta run from that thing. I think it's got some kind of crazy hit point total anyway. Let's use up my last Aqua Breath here, and Bart's is tapped. I'll use up a tent just before we go into the next dungeon so we can fight our way through the dungeon. Where's Flamethrower? Flamethrower. There it is. And my man's still alive. Oh, that's right, because Gallops not getting his Flamethrower boosted. If I don't know Flamethrower was going to be like my bread and butter move, I would have bought a 3rd Flame Rod, I'm going to be honest. And now we must Goblin Punch it to death. I guess we don't have to. You still got plenty of magic points here. Don't you, Gallop? Lena's about to be tapped. She's probably going to have to Aqua Breath in the next dungeon. Which is way up here. Alright, so we're in a tent right here. Final tent. Get some MIPS back. We don't need MIPS to fight a boss, but I do want to fight through the next dungeon. Roll up in the next town with a little bit of money. We gotta harass this Moogle. Well, now I'm just a murderer. That's all that is. We just watched it fall into a gaping hole in the earth. And let's jump in after it. Were there treasure boxes on the screen? We could technically walk to the Moogle village right now, but we don't know where it is yet. Or, I know where it is. The people in the game don't know where it is. Alright, let's go after it. And this dungeon has some Moogle Eaters in it. Not in this fight, though. This fight is Aquafees. Probably don't... I'm gonna try this. Let's see how it goes. I think what we're going to want to do, though, is Thunder. That wasn't terrible, but... Oh, I've got this now, too. That's right. Gross. Let's go ahead... You know, let's just use Aqua Breath. See if we can finish him off. If you don't mind. But I think that Rod boosted Thundara might be my better bet. Or just across the board. Something tells me these guys are weak to Thunder. Let's find out. Let's find out right here. I saw Bio and I got stupid. Break isn't multi-target, is it? No. Yeah, see, that's the stuff right there. That's the Jones right there. And then if Gallops ever gets a turn, I'll throw out White Wind. Already tapped, huh? Because even though Faris is not the most useful character in the world right now, I'd still rather her not die. Which I realize is the nicest thing anybody's ever said about Faris. No, in fact, Bard is actually extraordinarily useful. I'm just being mean for no reason at all. These guys are probably low enough I can Goblin Punch them now. Ooh, never mind. I could give Bart's Black Magic and Thundara everything twice. Would probably be the way to go here. Bart's is already pretty much out of magic points though, so it really doesn't matter that much. I guess I could feed him an ether here in a moment. In fact, I'm just gonna... That felt good. Let's give you... Flame Rod. Oh, Gallops has black. Oh, he can't Thundara, though. He doesn't have level 3 black. That thing must be weak to fire, which I don't think makes any kind of logical sense. But it does seem to be true. Do I have another ether? I think I'm out of ethers. Alright, you know what that means, Time Mage. We're going to give you this healing staff and just let you start hitting people for the heal. And if you like fire, Scarecrow, I can do this all day long. Big old thing of free gil. I like it. How do these guys feel about fire, I wonder? I feel like Faris has taken damage, but no, it's just for max points right now. Yeah, how do we like fire? Not terrific. Aqua Breath is definitely better. Unless she didn't have the right rod, which is absolutely a possibility. No, that was the rod. I think Thunder was just much better because they have a weakness to it. If you're fighting aquatic enemies like crabs in Final Fantasy, lightning magic is usually a decent bet. Okay, so Lena has black 4. At black 5, I can safely take Lena off of that job. That's as far in black magic as I need to go for right now. You know what? I'll just throw this out there. Let's just see if I hit with it. Nope, didn't do nothing. Nothing doing. Because if we're going to fight the super boss, I would need to have Bartz, Lena, and Gallops all have black 5. And then I can turn Faris into the black mage for that fight. And as far as I can tell, that's the only way I can have all 4 people using high-level ice magic at the same time. Alright, that's it. Last flamethrower for Gallops. Now Lena's the only pea in the pod that's got magic points left. I feel like I always pass this treasure box up. So we need 20 magic points to mop up this fight. Got 40. So I can do this fight, and I can do the fight after this, then I need to run from everything. Because we're not Goblin Punching our way out of this. They've got defense, because they're crabs. Yeah, we're not... That's just not going to happen. You know what? This is a spot where level 1 black magic would come in handy, and I don't have access to it. I could have saved a few magic points just using regular thunder to finish killing those crab monsters. Hey, there's the Phoenix down. I need to kill this boss. Alright, so we're running from everything now. Oh, you know what? No, we can do one more. No, we can't. Never mind. Throw Romeo's Ballad out there to cover our egress. Don't need Romeo's Ballad to cover a preemptive strike. How does she know it's Mr. Moogle? How does she know it's not Aunt Moogle? President Moogle. Alright, so this thing's undead, so a Phoenix down can just kill it. That's something that every party can do, except for 4 Berserkers. If you have the Quad Zerker party in this scene, I'm pretty sure the boss still goes down pretty easily. Scene's always vaguely creepy for some reason to me. So here's the deal. The Moogle's going to go out and show us the way to the Moogle village, crossing this desert. Step into the desert? Don't do it, Sam. Desert is very dangerous. Instead, you need to walk all around the desert, because the desert has land crawlers in it, which are insanely tough monsters. And that particular square is the Moogle village. That is our goal. I don't have another tent, is the problem here. I got a cottage, though. I'll use up a cottage. Because I'm betting... I had an idea to kill these things with blue magic, and then somebody in my Discord, when I told them the idea, said there's another blue magic spell that works even better. So, we're going to go right through the desert and see if we fight these land crawlers. And see how much experience we can get from them. Can't escape. Well... is not the people I was looking for, but I guess we'll Romeo's Ballad you. Yeah, you guys just go down to Aqua Breath, right? Like, one Aqua Breath should do it. In the desert, right? Because it's... yeah, look at that. These guys again, huh? Where's my land crawler at? Where's my man that I want to see? So, you know what, let's spread the love a little bit here. Let's not run Bart's completely out of MPs before I get to the Moogle village. We might not see him. I might not be able to put my plan into action. Is this it here? This is him. Alright, so I don't think we can Romeo's Ballad him. I think he's heavy. He's going to hit us with that. We should be able to hit him with this. We should be able to hit him with this. Is what my chat told me. My chat might have lied to me, though. So that didn't work. Which means we just do this. Wait, this is a sand crawler, not a land crawler. Maybe they're two different monsters. Maybe the ones in World 3 are land crawlers, and they can be hit with Graviga. And sand crawlers cannot. Yeah, go ahead, keep using that. That can't do anything to us. But I'm just curious to see how much Whether this thing's even worth killing. This isn't the super boss I keep mentioning, by the way. This is not the guy. This isn't him. I gotta say, probably not worth it. If I had to really sharpen that pencil, I'd have to say. For 1,000 gil, I don't know, 1,000 gil. You ever go to your friend's house and like you show up and they had forgotten that they invited you over? That's what happened with this Moogle. Like you go in and like their dishes aren't done or whatever. There's laundry all over the place. They answer the door still wearing their fetish gear from the night before. Moogle totally forgot that he has the bros coming over. And if you were just waiting for Brickroad, what is the next just stupidly contrived, nonsensical thing that happens in Final Fantasy V's plot? I'll bet, if you haven't played this game yet, I'll bet that you had not guessed Moogle Phone. Now, we're going to put that dancing dagger to work for us in a little bit. That's something we can give to Faris in her bard gear, and she can do a little bit of damage 25% of the time. So now we are the Moogle. And so now we have to go in here and get harassed by this Moogle. And this Moogle is going to give us an Elven Mantle, which we like. We have 2 of those now. We have 3 of those now. Perfect. Alright, so that's all the treasure from Moogle Village. We got to get this Moogle Phone happening now, because we're way on the other side of the planet from where we need to be, which is Gallops Castle. But Moogle Phone exists. Moogles have little cell phones with wings and antenna on them. And so every Moogle in the world has a psychic link with every other Moogle in the world. Remember the whole subplot in World 1 where, like, Lena's dragon, we had to go get the dragon off the mountain or whatever because it was wounded and it flew to the mountain? Like, this nothing even happened to this dragon. This dragon just started out half dead. But the idea is that Kryl can't find the Moogle village because the forest canopy is too thick. So the Moogles are doing a stupid dance to help Kryl find us so she can pick us up, take us home, and this flying all the way across the world. Like, I don't know how big the world of Final Fantasy V is, but you have to assume this has got to be like 14,000 miles or something, right? Crossing continents and oceans. You have to figure like each tile has to be like 50 miles. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if anybody's ever done the math on it. Maybe I'll do the math and report back for next episode. I'm not going to do that. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Why would I do that? But yeah, the dragon was already dying, and now the dragon's going to die even more because it had to fly across the world and then carry all 5 of us. Oh, she brought her stupid Moogle. Never mind, all 6 of us. The Moogle didn't have to come. It literally has Moogle phone. Like, you could stay at home and know what's going on. Also, none of these other Moogles are, like, upset that we've kidnapped this one. But now that we're back in the castle, we should be able to purchase all of that sick gear that I couldn't afford in Rigol. Rigol's the name of the little village that we had to hunt for the piano in. Well, alright then. There's not much to say during this cutscene. We just have to wait it out. Oh, by the way, Gallops is the king of this castle. Like, he's the dude in charge. He didn't mention that before. Oh, by the way, Gallops has white hair in his portrait, but brown hair everywhere else, because the artwork for this game is inconsistent. I think I've already complained about the character portraits and why I don't like them in practice, and specifically don't like them in this game. No point in rehashing. I'd rather just have the awkward silence and watch the cutscenes than rehash complaints I've already made in previous videos. In fact, this is an excellent time to have some more zero-flavored Gatorade. Ah. Alright, can I go shopping yet? Gallops isn't really the king in the sense that like, he has a kingdom that he rules over. He's more a king in like the Greek mythological sense of being a king of like just this one little city castle that he's in. Where he's king kind of more based on merit than on his heritage. I don't know for sure that's how it works. Ooh, a teleport spell! I'll actually get to use teleport in this game. I usually don't get to use that because it's a time magic spell and I don't typically have time mage. Alright, I would like to buy, sir. I don't know if we'll use it, but I want to buy this. We need 2 more of these. I think just 4 of these. Will be good. It's for magic. We already have those. What was the other black magic? Oh, drain. Okay, so we got drain now. And I do like how all the little towns and things in this game have kind of, whoops, I didn't mean to talk to you. A lot of them have little secrets hidden all over the place. You can find little secret areas with treasures and things. It does make the randomizer in this game kind of difficult, though, because you spend a lot of time in the game just kind of running around batting down all the castle and town areas. Yeah, the magic defense of that Gaia gear, that's what we really want to see. Oh, we can give you the dancing dagger for the +1 agility if nothing else. Now I need an inn. I want some tents. I don't really want to buy cottages. I might have to, though. Let's go ahead and just buy... We'll buy 10. That's fine. We'll buy 10 cottages. We'll hit the inn. Everything's fine. That should be enough cottages, probably through all of World 2. I shouldn't wonder. So now I get to go watch one of the long, boring cutscenes upstairs, and then in a couple scenes here in the next village, we get to see the single dumbest cutscene. Not just in Final Fantasy V, in the Final Fantasy canon. There is no cutscene stupider than what's in this game. And this is a series with some dumb cutscenes. I tell you, Jack. I've played this game, I don't know, 20 times. I've tried many different ways to rationalize what happens, thinking of it from all different angles. Like, I just can't. I can't imagine why this particular scene is in this game in the form that it's in. And they were like, yeah, well, just that's fine. So some backstory. The 4 Warriors of Dawn are Gallops, who's an old man, which is like he's 32 by anime standards. Bartz's father, Dorgan, the swordsman / king of the neighboring city-state, Exdeath, and Kelga. So the idea is that Dorgan is dead. Dorgan, they all went to Bartz's planet to seal Exdeath away. And Dorgan died there. He stayed behind because he was like, we can't just seal Exdeath here and... like, we can't just leave him here and, like, go off back home. That's irresponsible. So Dorgan stayed behind to watch over the seal, and he eventually died. He died, I don't know, a year or so, sometime before the events of this game. I think Bartz mentioned he and his father wandered all around the world. That's where Bartz kind of got his adventuring kicks from. That part's fine. The story with Dorgan and Bartz, that part's fine. The story with Gallops and Exdeath coming back to their home world and becoming kings because they're great heroes and the world thinks they've defeated Exdeath, that part's fine. I'm okay with that. Kelga, though. Can I ballad you? Maybe? So Kelga is a werewolf. If you remember in World 1, we had these wolfmen's come through. I guess we'll just thunder you. This is all... oh, I kind of want to bio you, though. Yeah, let's bio you. Bio's more fun. Has a much goofier sound effect. You're still rocking the flame rod, so you can just go ahead and do this. Kelga's a werewolf. The wolfmen, we saw them in World 1. They came on down. Whatever we gotta do, man. And then... we're about to go to the village of the wolfmen. And so we're gonna go in there, and Kelga... I'm gonna push the button through the dialogue. We're not gonna sit and read the dialogue together. We have better things to do with our time than that. But we're gonna go through, and... Gallops gonna be like, hey, you should let us through, please. And Kelga's gonna be like, no, I am Wolfman. Bar, 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 bar. And then Bartz is gonna be like, what if I fight you? And Kelga's gonna be like, yes, we must fight. We must fight to the death. And then they fight to the death, and Bartz wins, because Bartz is the guy. Well, I guess it's Kelger in this version of the game. It's Kelga in other versions of the game. It's Kelger in this. So right now, this is the stupid misunderstanding. Kelger's like, we must destroy the interlopers or whatever, and even though my friend Gallops is in the room, like, I still don't want to listen to reason, so now I must fight you to the death. So yeah, the whole misunderstanding is Gallops like, they're from the world where we left Exdeath, and Kelger's like, oh, so they must be allies of Exdeath, even though they're with you, Gallops, my friend, who I trusted my life to in the battle of our entire planet. So now I must have single combat with this 30 years younger than me kid. And this is what the fight looks like. This is his secret technique. And then Bartz does this. And spoilers, but that kills Kelger. Like, that wound, eventually Kelger's going to die from that wound. the whole idea here is that they're setting up this like passing of the torch thing where like the heroes from 30 years ago, they all have to pass on so the next generation of heroes can come in and destroy Exdeath for real. So Dorgan is dead already, and we'll see in a few scenes how Zizat dies, and then a few scenes after that how Gallops dies. Spoiler, 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 whatever. But I feel like the writers, like, this friggin' wolf guy, like, we have to kill him somehow. And we already have, like, 2 big noble sacrifices back to back in the story at this point. And the one guy's already dead. Let's just have Bartz just kill him by accident in a duel based on a misunderstanding. Like, all Gallops had to do, like, who are these people? And Gallop's like, oh, these are people from the world where we sealed Exdeath. This kid is Dorgan's son. Remember Dorgan? He was our dude. He was your boy, went down with us. This is a swastika cave. I've never noticed before. But we're in the swastika cave right now. Stupidest scene. I can't think of a stupider scene in the Final Fantasy series. Anywhere. I've played all the games. I can't think of a dumber one. Just they had to write Kelger to be so suicidally stupid for no reason other than he's one of these 4 characters and he's got to be dead by a certain point in the story. And we can't think of a better way to do it, so let's just... whatever. It doesn't matter. A character this suicidally dumb would have died. Like, his, like, wolf cub brings in breakfast. And, the French toast is burnt. Now we must fight to the death. Roar! Circle attack. Maybe don't seal the evil, timeless warlock in the swastika cave. Is the only thing I can think of. But Zizat goes out well. Gallops' death scene is the best death scene in the series. It's like whiplash. So Final Fantasy V, you gotta remember, in North America, the Final Fantasy games did not get released in order. We got Final Fantasy 1, I want to say 87 in Japan, 1990 in America is when we got it. By 1990, they were on Final Fantasy 3 in Japan. We never got 2, we never got 3. It wasn't until the Super Nintendo came out that Final Fantasy 4 got released, and then Nintendo's like, you can't release Final Fantasy 4. Don't be stupid. They didn't get 2 or 3. If we release Final Fantasy 4, they're going to be like, oh, where's 2 and 3? So we got to call Final Fantasy 4 Final Fantasy 2. So I played that one. And they're like, well, you can't release Final Fantasy 5 either. Like, you just released Final Fantasy 4. How many Final Fantasies you people got? So we never got Final Fantasy 5. But then Final Fantasy 6 was, like, really cool looking and had, like, all new graphics and things. Oh, yes, please. I forgot this was a thing. Oh, Black Mage is so fun. I'm gonna buy 2 of these. I can't buy 2 of these. What can I sell? What can I sell? I can sell this. I can sell this. Nobody can equip this. I can sell this. I can sell all the old stuff, basically. Yeah, I want to buy 2 of those. Heck yeah. So later on I can have 2 mages spamming bio. Will be nice. Anyway, so I don't need any of this because this is all for martial characters and I don't have any. The whole point of that whole little story was like Final Fantasy VII was out when this game... That was around the time when like emulation was mainstream. That's when SNES emulation was good enough where you could download an emulator and download a game and play it. Oh, this guy wants me to go catch a frog. Which you can't do without a Beastmaster. But what I can do is get this song. It's the only bard song that deals damage, and it only deals damage to undead monsters, and now we have it. So Final Fantasy VII was the new hotness about this time. So I didn't play 5 until after I had already played 7. And remember, so 7 has, of course, Aeris's death scene, which is really emotional, or whatever, I guess. You know what? I really should be fighting battles. I really need to get a couple of levels by the time I get to Exdeath, I think. Also, we need to look for a monster called Drippy here. I'm going to give you learning instead of blue. Yeah. And you already have one. Okay, so yeah, monster called Drippy is what we're looking for here. Oh, this guy we don't have to worry about, because we don't have a summoner. Big money. Big money. Aeris's death scene was like really cinematic. It's like, at the time in the 1990s, it was unique because it was the kind of death scene you'd see in like a movie, right? And not necessarily in a video game. That was like, literally a movie. It was an unplayable scene. Whereas, yeah, I do need to keep you. This has to be 3 people with learning. Lenna, Gallops, and Forest all have learning, which is fine. Let's get a poison boosted bio going here. That was tasty. I gotta admit, I liked that. I liked that plenty. Oh, I don't need to escape from them. I have Requiem. Requiem and then probably Fyra. But Gallops' death scene isn't just it's not just a cutscene, as we'll see. Like, they incorporate gameplay into it in a very unique way, which makes it a much more effective scene. This guy just punches us a bunch and then runs off. And then eventually we have to save his life from monsters. Look at this guy. Look at this nerd. All he wants to do is punch in the face and run off. There's Drippy. Okay, so what do we want to do here? I think we want to take care of the dragon first. Dragon's not going to take poison damage, so let's go with Fyra. Already has a flame rod. That's pretty good. This is gonna kill the dragon. Go away, dragon. Okay, because I was accustomed to the death scenes from, like Final Fantasy IV. Like, characters die and it's tragic. They're just little cutscenes, you know, just. That's where they happen. Like, the character falls over, and then it plays the sad music, the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, or whatever. And then the little character sprite blinks away, and it's very sad. I'm tempted to haste this guy, but I don't think I'm going to. Now, we're waiting for it to use an ability called Magic Hammer, which does NP damage. This is something we could have learned super easily from the library boss in the first world, but we killed that library boss so fast, didn't get the chance to do it. So I guess we'll just Mighty March and we'll just kind of chill out and wait, right? I don't know if there's anywhere I'm going to need this spell, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And it's much easier to get in World 1 because the library boss, Biblos, uses it constantly. And there it is. We have it now. Excellent. I don't know why Comet is time magic. But we now have... Oh, there's a tent. We're going to have Magic Hammer. And the bone armor is up here somewhere, I do believe. This friggin' guy, though! Get out of here! The only job I've never ever seen in a Fiesta is Summoner. One of these has... There it is, Bone Mail. If we had Summoner, we would need to do something to get Golem. And then, oh, so Summoner can actually fight the super boss that we're going to have lots of trouble with, actually. Pretty easily. These guys, I should be able to just do like this. You know what? I am going to use you to heal. Rather than spend resources to heal. That's a pretty good heal right there, kids. Oh, I should have single targeted that and then flamethrowered this one. Oh well, we already didn't do that. If I had two people with Sing, 2 Requiem might get the job done too. There's Sing. Is that the last Bard? We are done. Okay, so Faris is Bastard Bard. We need to go level 5 Black on Lena. So I think what we're going to do now is we'll set up Faris as our Blue Mage. With Sing. I don't know what equipment I want yet. And that means that Gallops must be the Bard. Oh, okay. I'm thinking to myself, why do all these sprites look the same? These are like the special Game Boy Advance jobs, and because Gallops dies in this amazing scene that I'm talking about, before you unlock these jobs, they don't actually give him character sprites. So these jobs, Gallops is just wearing his normal clothes. I mean, where's the Bard at? Bard. There we go. Bard with black or blue? Oh, black's not... It's level 1 black, so that's not good. Or do I want to go... no, I don't want to go learning, I don't think. In the next dungeon, we might have to. Okay, so you're going to be an Elven Mantle on you. Flame Rod. Don't want the Bone Mail, because otherwise I can't heal you in battle. Eventually we're going to get a better accessory than the Power Armlet, we just don't have one yet. See, that's what I want to do. And now I've got 2 people with Sing. And Sing is... Oh, that's not what I wanted to go. We've got to drop down the hole and go through the door. Hole, then door. Hole, door, switch. That's the order of operations here. Hole, door, switch. Because for some reason it's a switch that makes the whole mountain, like, earthquake itself into a bridge. Because that's how bridges work in this game. So I can just destroy these guys now. We can Romeo Ballad. Let's put the stop on them. And then bring everything else to a fine, frothy head. Oh, we didn't kill the Drippy. What? We had a Flame Rod. Yes, we do. Okay. So I guess we'll dual target Fire there, and then... Even that didn't do it, though. They're stopped, so Requiem should take them down. And then I guess Bart's with Comet is going to come through and... not do it either. This Drippy, though... I can't hurt the Drippy with Requiem, but I just want to take that Dragon out. I guess I should have bioed the Drippy. Time 3. How far do I want to go with time? We're on time 4 is Comet. I don't really... need to go very high with Time Mage. I really just need level 5 Black. Should do the trick. But you don't need learning anymore. I'm going to give you Blue back. Because there's no more blue magic to be had on this mountain anyway. I mean, I don't actually know for a fact that that's true. I don't plan on taking any more blue magic from this mountain. How does that sound? Well, okay then. So I think Comet kind of does somewhat random-ish damage, so it's not the most consistent spell in the world. It's good enough for that, though. I think we'll use Lena and her awesome Poison Rod to take care of good old Drippy here. Oh, almost casting on Bartz. That would have been stupid. Yeah, there we go. And then I don't need any more resources to take care of the zombie dragon because it's undead. What do you have? You got the healing staff? Yeah, let's just go ahead and get some hit points. Why is Lena stooped over like that? Is she poisoned or something dumb? She is indeed. Good thing I bought some antidotes. I went the wrong way. I'm gonna go back this way, get these treasure boxes. That's all this is. I think we can sell both of those. We don't need any of that. I can have Bartz attacking with the healing rod. Why not? This is just a free fight, really. Wow, this thing's really, really slow. Bards make it really easy to farm up those dragon fangs in this area, because I think the Tyrannosaur monsters also drop them. Which is super nice. I want to ballad these guys to try to stop, if I can. Dragon fangs and turtle shells. There's a couple other ones, but they're items that you don't need to worry about unless you have a chemist. Chemist being the most broken job in the game that can do all kinds of completely crazy broken nonsense. But they need items in the inventory to do it. So it's one of the reasons I don't like the class that much. It's like, yeah, it's stupid powerful, and it can literally do things that should be illegal in terms of making... Like, when I say you can have a chemist make your party impossible to kill, I am not exaggerating in the slightest. That's actually something your chemist can do, is make your party impossible to kill. But you do have to put in an expenditure of time to grind up items to do that, and you probably also have to play off of the chart. You get to know what all the various mixes and stuff are before you even sit down to play the game. Do I need... I don't even know if I really need to use it. I'll use that 10. I got a free 10. Why not? I'm just not sure how much magic I'm going to spend in this boss fight. I don't think very much. I think we've got like 3 experience levels since I sat down to play this session. So we're not doing too shabby right now. It's actually after this boss fight you'll get to see the real power of Time Mage. Oh yeah, these freaking guys... I mean, I guess we'll try to save him. Why not? We might as well. I'm not going to try super hard, but since they're both undead, we'll just throw Requiem and Fire at them and see where we get. But if you kill... Oops, no, I want a Fire Rod. here. If you kill the monsters that are attacking Golem before they kill Golem, he like joins your party, you have the Golem summon magic now. After he punches you in the face 6 times. And Golem is one of the most potent summon magics in the game. It's extremely, extremely useful. Alas, we do not have Summoner. So this is the plant that's going to make the dragon not dead anymore. The thing about this plant is that it's not heavy. So, first of all, we should have no difficulty. What do I want to do? Yeah, I think Deathclaw. I'm pretty sure I can just Deathclaw it here. Yep. And as long as I do a little bit of damage to it. That's it. That's the fight. So I mentioned Berserker and why Berserker's a terrible job and you can't actually control them, and most of the times they're a liability, but in that fight and one other fight later in World 2, there's a weapon called the Death Sickle that only Berserker can equip. Here is why Time Mage is so good. Watch this. Watch. Are you watching? Ah, we just teleport out of the dungeon. I have to walk my happy ass all the way back down the hill. What? So in that fight, if you have a Berserker, the Berserker can just hit that thing with the Death Sickle and it'll die right away. Sometimes. Not all the time. But consistently enough that you can kind of count on it. And there's a boss fight later in World 2 that is just as easy if you have a Berserker on hand. Fights where Berserkers are... Oh, there's the frog that guy wants me to catch, but I don't have a Beastmaster, so I can't. Fights where Berserkers are not a liability are few and far between, so when you see them... take note of them. Now, I mentioned we might have to, in order to kill the super boss, it's going to require having as many people with high level 5 black magic as possible. That means 3 characters with the level 5 black ability, and then my 4th character is be my black mage. If I'm in that situation, I might be able to kill the super boss at the end of World 2. Super boss is actually available now. I could go fight them. Oh, you know what? There's a sword over here I can get. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to sell it, but I do want to get it. We're going to have to do like a exploratory surgery kind of thing, where we go in and see how much damage I can put on the boss and compare it to the boss's hit points total. And if it looks like I can take the boss down with like 4 to 6 spells, it might be worth doing just so I have the boss kill. I think they should track this boss as part of the Fiesta, honestly. They don't track all of the bosses. You get credit for beating the last boss. You get credit for beating Omega and Shinryu in the final dungeon. You don't get credit for the World 2 super boss, which is like, what? Why not? You're supposed to tweet out to the guy's Twitter account that he has specifically for the Fiesta, which is kind of a cringy Twitter account. I actually had to unfollow the account last year during the Fiesta because I don't want to be too critical of the guy. He does a great charity event that I take part in every single year, but it's a little cringy reading the account sometimes. But you have to tweet out to the account, like, hey, I've killed this boss. Hashtag whatever boss. And there's not one for the boss in World 2, but one year I was just being a smart butt, and I tweeted out, like, victory over this boss that you don't track. And the automated system counted it as my victory in the game. So, that was fun. Here you go, dragon. Eat this and be nourished. Oh, well, the dragon doesn't want to eat it. Even though it's the only thing that can keep it alive. So now Lena's going to eat it and be like, see, I'm eating it. And that works with dogs, right? Like, you eat something and then your dog wants to eat the thing. So Lena's like, I'm going to eat it and die, and it's going to be really sad. But I have to do this because without a dragon, we can't save the world. I'm like, oh, Lena is so noble. She's sacrificing herself. When what you could do... Listen. I got a little rat terrier named Lulu. We got Lulu from a puppy store. And she came to us with butt friends. She has little parasites in her poop. That's very, very common in puppy stores. We were not the most distinguishing puppy purchasers. Before Lulu, we had a little Chihuahua named Rydia, who we unfortunately she got very sick with liver failure, and we had to put her down. And literally in 2 days, we're like, we can't handle this. We need to have another dog in the house that loves us. So we got Lulu. But we didn't take our time. We kind of just went to what puppy store in the area will bring us a puppy. You can get it delivered. Did you know you can get puppies delivered now during this whole COVID crisis? We're on lockdown. We can't go play. We can't go to the store. We can't play with the puppies. We can't do our due diligence. So we contacted the stores. A lot of them weren't open at the time, but 2 places were open, and one of them had little Lulu. And we did a little FaceTime with her. We couldn't go down to the store and play with her, but they took a little video. We did a little FaceTime with her. Okay, Lulu's the one that we want. But she came to us with butt friends. She came to us with a parasite in her butt. So she had to take pills. We had to get her to eat this twice a day, at 7 in the morning and 7 at night. Had to give her a little pill to take care of the butt friends. And you just wrap it up in cheese, and you give it to her. And if the other thing she had to do was in a syringe. Like, okay, you got 8 of these little syringes. They're pre-measured, whatever the medicine's called. And you got to get it in the back. You got to wrench her mouth open and get it in the back of her throat and shoot it down there and then clamp her mouth shut and force her to swallow it. That's what they should have done to this dragon. None of this, I'm going to eat the poison so the dragon will see. Nonsense. We got some places we can go now. We want to go see Sage Guido, I think, is the next thing that they expect us to do. This cave over here, by the way, this is where my boy lives. That's where we're gonna go. We're gonna check it out. We'll discover together how close we can get. But I think we have some more looting we can do first, because this is where they want us to go. To the Sage's cave, but Exdeath's gonna be like, ha ha ha, I am a villain in a Saturday morning cartoon, and you are the Smurfs! So the island's gonna get... Remember when this happened before? And, like, our sea monster that had already died once saved us and then died again? Mm-hmm. Good old Exdeath. Worst villain ever. He's basically Skeletor, but without any style. That's what Exdeath is. That's the perfect description of Exdeath. Alright, so we can't go see the Sage. What we can do, though, is fly over here? Somewhere-ish. Here. And go into this castle. This is Zizat's castle, the swordsman who went with Gallops and was this big hero, and he came back. And, oh, wait a minute. There's one other thing we have to do in this video. I'm going to loot this castle and then leave. I think there's time magic we can get here. Is why I wanted to come here. Or a song or something. There's a bunch of just little hidden doohickeys all over the castle. Nothing in that pot, though. Oh, this is the half of the book. The other half is in the library back in the first world. So that's fun. Forbidden book. We need to put this on the F shelf. No. There it is. I had to think, does F come before G or after G? Register of Monsters can go R shelf. Weird Ronka. On the W shelf. Now this old lady that refused to put those 3 books away, like she's just standing there, what am I going to do with these 3 books that are sitting on the table? But that gives us stairs. Yeah, that float spell, that's what we're after here. That's time magic, baby. And some Gil. That guy gives you a clues to more summon magic that you can find. I think we just take this path all the way around to the float spell is the idea. Yeah, there we go. Now we can float. So we don't have to confuse the cat to get float status in World 2, which I think you still can do. I'm pretty sure I did a Fiesta one year where I said you can't do that in World 2, and then somebody corrected me after the fact. I don't know if you guys have been reading the comments on my videos, but that's kind of a theme with this series, is people correcting me about the vast holes in my Final Fantasy V knowledge, which is just like a testament to how much just stuff there is in this game that you can play it dozens of times. We have Swift Song that will increase our speed. Now, so Zezat's not here. Zezat has a plan to attack Exdeath Castle directly. Right now, nobody can get into Exdeath's castle because he's got this big barrier over it. He's got 4 towers around the perimeter of his castle that have created a barrier. Nobody can get through. Zezat has a plan to destroy one of the barriers. But I forgot, while we were in Kelb, that's the inn. That's not what we want. Magic store, equipment store. Maybe it is in the inn. I'm looking for a piano here. It's not in your stupid house, is it? No. I like how they have a second floor up there with a hallway. But, like, what's this area over here, right? Like, what's this? Is there a room in there? What's the haps? That's just the outside of town. Pretty sure there's a piano in here somewhere. I'm not going to sit down and eat your food. Sorry, Hoss. Not going to happen. Maybe there's not. I thought it was Regal and Quelb in the second world had pianos. You know what I can do, though? I can go over to my good friend here and refresh memory. The Fiesta job support tools. There's a piano checklist. No, it's not in Quelb. Never mind. No, there's a village later in World 2. I know there's 2 pianos in World 2. We got 1. The next one is in... another couple of scenes to go still. Never mind, that was a detour that we didn't need to take. But, fly south down here. So there's this little cave here that you can travel back and forth between Ball Castle and the big bridge that you never actually have to go in. Just a cool little location. There's the big bridge, and here's Exdeath Castle, and you can't get in because these barrier towers are doing a thing. Here's my boy Zezat and his fleet. And when we pick this up in the next video, we're going to have some fun with Zezat's fleet, if you don't mind. I'm going to save there. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Brickroad. I'll see you next Saturday.